Is there a question you receive you dislike getting asked? Something you can't stand to answer, perhaps. Maybe it's a repetitive question, something you receive all the time. Could be from fans or strangers asking you this.
I hate that where you from. I ain't gonna lie, I hate that where you from. That really made me mad. Cause like I grew up in, I feel like to me, I grew up in the city and the suburbs. So it's like I'm half and half. But like people be like, oh yeah, you grew up in a certain area, but they don't know that certain area is still busting at the same time.
For those in the audience getting to know you for the first time, care to share where you were born?
I was born in Blue Island, Illinois, the south suburb of Chicago.
And care to share where you were raised?
I was raised on the south side and the south suburbs because growing up, all our family lived on the south side. So we was always out there. We going to church, we going to different places, houses, cribs, you know what I'm saying? So that's how it was. But then I went to school in the south suburbs. So it's like I had a half life, if you know what I mean. So I see both sides.
When it comes to the South Side in particular, did it get any more specific than that for you?
No, it wasn't bad. Our parents really raised us good. Like they didn't want us to get on CTAs and go on the bus and go on the red line and go on stuff like this. You feel me? They protected us. My mama from the east side, my daddy from Inglewood. So they protected us, if you know what I mean. So they didn't really want us to live that certain life that they live. So that's what it was.
And what ages were you raised on the South Side for?
I was super young. I moved out the south side when I was like 3. Cause we moved in 2000. I was 3. I was born in 97. So I moved in 2000. We moved to the south suburbs in 2000. So I was 3. So we moved out early.
And how long did you remain there for in the suburbs?
Most of my whole life. Most of my whole life we grew up out there.
Still remain on the South suburbs?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And care to share your current age at this point?
I'm 25.
Now, what was that really like for you growing up in that area?
A
3
lot
to
of people,
25.
a lot of people get it misconstrued about the suburbs. You know, this is what I really want to say. The suburbs still busting. You know, like a lot of people be thinking it's lame because you say it's the suburbs. It's still busting. A lot of these rappers y'all know came from the suburbs too. So it's like don't get it misconstrued. It's still busting at the same time.
Did it get any more specific on the suburb side of things?
Mm, I lost a lot of homies. I got a lot of people who died from the gun. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't no regular accident. Wasn't no car accident. None of that. A lot of people I know died from the gun. So that's how I was raised.
But more so specifically asking here, and apologize for the confusion, like was
Mm,
it a specific name for the suburb that you were raised in?
yeah. We 147. 147. Shout out Cowboy. We from the same area. So 147.
So just for clarification, you were raised in 147 from 3 to 25?
When I was born on 147. Then we had a fire at that crib on 147. Then we moved to the south side on 95th. And then after that, we moved to the burbs after we got money. We moved to the burbs. So yeah, I'm 147, 95th. And then 201
And 201
is the
from
south suburb.
3 to 25.
Yes.
Okay, so let's talk about 2 points in your life here from 201. What was the high point for you growing up in the 201?
Uh, high
On a,
school.
on a positive note, what was your highest point
I
growing
was on
up?
I was on the basketball team. You know, a lot of people knew me. So I was on the basketball team. I could really play basketball. My brother taught me, you feel me? So that's what it was.
And you're referencing your brother who's off camera to the side of you.
Exactly.
In this interview.
Exactly.
This is an older brother?
Yeah, it's my older brother. I only got one brother, only got one sister.
Same mother, same father for
same mother,
all
same father.
siblings.
Same mother, same father.
And when it came to basketball, how far did it get for you?
I got all the way to my senior year of high school and no college.
You were on varsity?
Yes, sir.
Starter?
Yes, sir.
And why did it stop there? Why didn't it get further with some sort of college career?
Honestly, when I was playing basketball in high school, I really didn't.
Or overseas. Some go overseas with it.
I really didn't play to play like, oh, I want to make it here, I want to make it there. At the back of my mind, I always wanted to do music. Like growing up, I didn't even tell my family this. I always wanted to do music. One of my homies know his name Skills. He know I always wanted to do music. We did this in like 7th grade. I was making songs. He was making some beats for me. That's what I always wanted to do, but I was scared to come out like, oh yeah, I want to be a rapper. Cause it's a lot of talk behind you want to be a rapper.
At what point do your parents find out that you are going to pursue music, or you have been pursuing music hiddenly?
Ooh,
because you did hide it from him. It
yeah,
sounds like.
yeah. When I was in college, they found out my first mixtape, Kenzo. They heard the freestyle. My dad like, dang, you really good. You know what I'm saying? He like, damn, you should keep going. But that's when they really found out. But they really don't want me to, So.
Why don't they want you to pursue music?
Coming from where we come from, a lot of people die making music, in Chicago. So they don't want me to get killed.
Now, how did your father even discover this song?
I sent it to him. I sent all my music to my daddy. I sent all my music to my brother, all my family. I sent it to everybody. They gonna know. Like I'm not hiding it from my family, so they know.
But you did at first.
Yeah, I did. I was kind of curious sending it to him, cause like when you first start out, you're not as good. So they like, he ain't gonna make it. He ain't gonna do this. But I'm like, skip it. I sent it to him.
So you waited for your material to get up to a certain quality or value that was, for lack of a better phrase, good enough for his ears to hear?
Nah, I wouldn't even say that. Like, they heard my first EP, Kenzo Land. They heard my first EP, and it was about family, it was about girls, it was about everything. And they like, you good, keep going. So I'm like, all right, keep going.
But how did they discover that? It was because you sent it to them?
Man, that's a good question. How'd they discover it? It probably was. It probably was because I sent it to him, yeah. I sent everything to my brother. My brother, like you know what I'm saying? That's my blood. That's my twin. So I'm sending him everything. And then it gets to the family after that.
Now, your brother is unmiked, but if he wants to speak, he can chime in. Care to share how the rest of the family discovered that he was actually doing music when he hid it from them? Aside yourself, because it sounds like you knew what was going on this whole time.
I mean, like he said, we kind of like super locked in. So when he sent me music, like that's just how he grew up. I blast him, you know what I'm saying? I want him to make it. I want him to do better than us. So I don't know. I ain't gonna say it was me, but I feel like when he sent it out, we sent it out, type thing. We sent it to mama, grandma, aunties, friends, cousins, posted it on all the socials. I don't even do hella socials, but that's just how it was. I want him. That's why I'm here right now. You know what I'm saying? I'm a big supporter of my little brother. So I don't care who else make it. If he make it, that's all that matters.
What about that worry of, the parents here that Chicago rappers, some of them do pass away. Now he's pursuing a music career where that's happened in the past. You want to chime in on that at all?
I kind of feel like, honestly, my little brother is protected. Like, my little brother in the streets, but he ain't in the streets. Like, my little brother don't got to do too much gang banging. He ain't got to be too tough. His music speak for itself, and that's why he got the features he do right now. Even if the streets talking with him, if they rapping with him, you know what I'm saying? Like, he thorough, he real. He ain't gotta come on here and be too tough. He ain't gotta be extra gangster. You gotta be yourself, and that's what make you authentic. So, you know, with him doing that, I feel like that's why his music is doing what it's doing. That's how he got in this interview with you, honestly.
Now, when it came to basketball, what position was it that you played on varsity as a
I was
starter?
point guard, man. Ain't nobody fucking me. Point guard.
And how far did it get on the merits? Did you guys win some sort of championship?
Hell no. We played Simeon. They bust our ass, folks. They bust our ass. I ain't gonna cap. Simeon, D Rose went to Simeon, so hell no. They bust our ass.
And any regret on not pursuing basketball at this point?
No, it's actually not a regret because I actually love music more. I love to make music. This is who I am. This is who God made me to be. This is who I want to be. I don't want no other career besides music. So ain't no regrets.
On the opposite end of the spectrum, what was the bottom point for you during that upbringing in the 201? Was it the guns that you mentioned previously, the people that lost their lives from guns, gun violence?
Mm-hmm.
Or was it even a worse bottom point than that you faced?
Yeah, I say that was the worst. Like losing friends, like losing people who I went to school with, shaking hands with, seeing with every day. You know what I'm saying? I see them every day. Sin City, Treyway, you know what I mean? Shout out to them, all of them, you know what I'm saying? Like I went to school with all of them. R.P. Mike, like all of them went to school with me, and it's hard, you know what I'm saying? So this is what my music is for. I do it for people who I lost, my family, everybody.
Now, how were you able to survive that upbringing when others didn't because of gun violence, for example? How were you able to surpass that?
I'm strong. I got a strong family. My family is really strong. Like I said, my dad from Inglewood, my mom from the east side. You know what I'm saying? They raised us like that. So it's like, I'm strong. I'm different. Even though I moved to the suburbs, we had a half life. So it's like, I know how to be strong and I know when to be weak. But like, at them moments, you got to be strong. You can't be weak at all. So it's like, I got to be strong. You know what I'm saying? So.
Now, there are some people who say things like, don't know if I'll make it to see the age of 18.
Yeah.
Or 21.
Yeah.
For example.
Yeah.
Did you have any of these thoughts yourself growing up in the 201?
No, I didn't, because I try to stay out the way. You know, I really try to stay out the way of certain things. Everybody who know me, they know I try to stay out the way. I don't try to be in certain things, in certain areas, because I'm smart. I really know how to think. My parents and my brother and my sister know, they taught me to think. I'm not finna be in certain areas when they killing. You feel me? I'm not doing that. So I was straight.
Be that as it may, knowing what you know now, hypothetically speaking, what would you have said to your younger self back then?
I would have said, keep going with this rap. Right now, my man is do that. Back then, my man was have fun, party. I shouldn't have did that. Right now, I should have been doing stuff like this. I should have been trying to get money. I should have been trying to focus on my career. I should have been trying to not focus on a girl who don't want to be with me for real. I wasn't focused on that back then. I'm focused on other stuff. But now, my man is do right. Period.